All right, I'm going to talk to you about something I normally talk about, and that's gambling. I've always been a gambler. You've seen my career. And, gambling's okay as long as you're not betting your farm. You want to do something safe that's fun because you can afford to do it. And MyBookie is actually a great place to do that if you enjoy it. Winning season returns at MyBookie. Winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means Survivor, Super Contests, and Squares. At MyBookie, winning season means hitting all your parlays and props with your feet up, watching your team trounce their rivals. Rejoice, it's time to celebrate the NFL season. Let's do it, celebrate it, and use MyBookie. Invest in your intuition. Use promo code SAGET, S-A-G-E-T, and double your first deposit. New players get up to $1,000 in free play, designed to add more excitement to the sports you love and the games you bet. From live betting to championship futures, every play you want to make is waiting at MyBookie. Not just MyBookie, your bookie. It's simple to make your picks, win big, collect your cash. You can do it. Use promo code SAGET, S-A-G-E-T, and double your first deposit. Your winning season begins today, only at MyBookie. Use the code SAGET, and MyBookie will double your first deposit at https://bit.ly/MB_Saget. It's MyBookie, and it really works for a lot of people. So do it if you want to have fun, if you enjoy it, and if you're not betting the farm, because you need the farm. Otherwise, you don't got corn. Just go to MyBookie. Hey, everybody. Bobby here. Bob Saget's here for you. That's who I am. That's what this is. So my friend George Wallace, I don't know what to tell you. I've known him for, 40 years, maybe more, 42 years. That's a long ass time. I don't even know people that are 42, but I am. And George is one of my dearest friends for years. Sometimes we don't talk for a long time, but you're going to enjoy this because he's going to treat me like shit. So if you're under 15, probably not watch this or listen to this. I would say 15, 13, but 17. Anyway, it's gonna have some language. He's gonna make fun of me. I'm gonna be kind of crass back, maybe. I don't know. I love him so much, I might not be. Just let him attack me. I deserve it. I'll tell you that. Anyway, this podcast, as I adjust my glasses, my earpiece, all my things, all my accoutrements, do what you do with this podcast. Go up to the top, you subscribe, you rate, you review it, you follow it, anything you can do to this damn thing. Listen to the sponsors, buy all their products, shave all your pubes, even if it's not even for that, if it's for insurance, whatever it is. Shave your pubes with insurance or the mattress, whatever I sell. It's just, I like everything I sell. And shaved pubes and mattresses go together because there's no friction. You can't start a brush fire. What? Anyway, he's going to be here in a second, and he's going to give me a lot of crap because, I deserve it. I do. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your families are okay. It's just a crazy time. Hope you're not arguing in your house over stuff like political stuff. All that crap that we argue about. I just wish we didn't. I wish we were all together in some way. And we got to hold on to our friends. So that's why it is my pleasure to introduce one of my friends for all of my adult life, most of my adult life. Well, I became an adult when I was 38, but I would say, since I'm 22, here he is. He's just a great man. He's a great comedian. He's hilarious as hell. He's a world-renowned, beloved guy that makes me laugh my ass off. George Wallace. Yeah. Oh.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see me? I see you.
I love you so much right now. If you can't see this, if you're not looking at the YouTube, he's got a mask on. He has masked up.
I apologize. I just walked in from outside. I left my phone in the car, so I had to run down to the car to get the phone. Then I had to pee. When you shake the keys, the ding, ling, 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 ling.
Yeah.
So I had to pee.
Yeah, a man has to pee. A woman has to pee. I love the beard. Holy shit.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm different. Yes, sir.
You should run for president. You should run for something.
Listen, I should run for something because I would make a difference. There's only two things you need to do is tell the truth and do the right thing. That's all you need to do.
I
would make a
know.
great person, and I wouldn't be a politician. I'd be a public servant, if you will.
Well, you've always been, I just love you, George. Just seeing you makes me so happy.
You're too nice. We've been knowing each other for what?
I just told the
Maybe
people
40, maybe 40 years.
42, 40. I mean, I was like 21 when I came to LA. I must have met you at 22.
Yeah, I'm not, if not the first year, maybe. Yeah. So 21, 22, whatever. Yeah.
Holy shit. It was you and me and Gary Shamling and Dave Coulier and Jerry came out not long after that. I think a year later. Yeah, 2 years later. Yeah. But we had so much history, so many laughs.
How about that? Growing up as kids, we were really kids having fun. You were so nice meeting you.
I was such an idiot.
I don't know how many people do this. Well, let me ask you a question. You think I'm an idiot? How many other?
I think I'm an idiot.
Oh, you're not an idiot. You're an asshole. You're an asshole.
You were always the guy I looked up to. I mean, you knew about everything. You were opening for Tom Jones, and you knew everything.
Well, that's all I ever wanted to do was be a comedian, opening act. I never thought about the television and the movies like you guys did. I just wanted to be. I heard about, I think Seinfeld and I were talking about some guys in Las Vegas. They were making $300,000, $400,000 a year. I said, that's good enough for me. That's all I want to do. So my goal was to go to Las Vegas. In 1979, I opened up for Diana Ross. My name was on the marquee at Caesar's Palace, Diana Ross, George Wallace. I thought, well, that's it. I could go back to advertising in New York. But I thought not, because I love what I do. And meeting you, my point was that you've been so great. How many other comedians you took to your home in Pennsylvania? Did you know you took me to your home?
Yeah.
Many years ago, I met your mom and your dad. Well, I had known your mom a long time before.
Yeah, because you might be my dad.
Possibly.
You might be like 5 when you did it. I don't know how you did that.
But we did it. She says, "Come on, baby."
So you just climbed up her leg like a squirrel.
You are so nasty. You know what? You have got to stop being that nasty.
I mean, in memory of my mother, in memory of my late mother. I'm just saying that maybe at 5 years old, you and my mom, so you'd be my dad.
Just maybe. And your dad, Ben, you come from a nice family. I don't know. Are you really that kid?
Yeah. I grew into this, and I think I'm nicer now, because when you have like a couple of TV shows that are successful in your 30s, you become kind of a dick sometimes. And I think I did a little bit, and I wasn't always following my comic dream, but I knew that I was doing something valuable commercially for families. But then you knew me, and you'd probably watch it and go, I mean, what was your reaction when you saw me doing something at 32 that was Full House and the video show? It was like, and you knew me.
Yeah, but what was happening with me was I was doing my thing. Like right now during the pandemic, I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm in the house. I'm incarcerated. I'm insulated. I'm quarantined for 150 days, whatever it is, and 100, whatever the days are. I've never been in the same place at one time. So back in the day when you guys were working, I was working opening for everybody. I was in
You were everywhere.
Everywhere. There's no Diana Ross, Paul Anka, Tom Jones for 5 years, Donna Summer, you just name it, Smokey Robinson, George Benson. That's what I love doing, going on the road and living in hotels. And I was pretty good at it. I had a chance to work for everybody. And then after a few years, I just stopped and said, let me open my own show. And then I became the new Mr. Las Vegas just by doing that. And I've been just as blessed. But I never became a dick.
Well, I was just for a couple years. I didn't know any better. But I had 3 kids, so I didn't stay a dick. Yeah,
well, maybe, when you have kids, you become a different person. And also a TV show, that's a lot of hard work. People don't understand it. You're there 12 hours a day, and then you got kids to go home to and a wife. Yeah, that's pretty tough, dude. You did a good job.
Looking at my 3 daughters, who I look forward to you seeing again one day. My dream is when this is over, you're back back in Vegas. I take my daughters to come see you, and don't you need this? I need to talk to you. I love to talk.
That's what I do this every night with I Zoom like twice a day. Yesterday I was with Congressman James Clyburn, the most prominent congressman from the state of South Carolina. He's the one that really put Biden over.
Have you been talking to him quite a bit?
quite a bit. And we were friends before back in Washington, D.C. Great man from Columbia, South Carolina, just a great man. And we're just talking. He's basically almost like I'm talking to my dad. He's a pretty cool guy. And he likes to do the right thing. And that's why people listen to him. When you do the right thing and you tell the truth, people will listen to you.
We need it so bad, George, so bad.
It's a terrible time, but that's our job. Our job is to try to keep people laughing. Now,
yeah, and you do that.
But let me tell you something.
Please.
I am not the same person that I was 6 months ago when I was working every night on stage. Being incarcerated here, like I don't go anywhere. I haven't been in a grocery store. You know, people say they run to the grocery store and come back. I haven't been in a grocery store since March 14. I haven't been to a drugstore. The only thing, I went to a drive-thru tonight, a few times at a drive-thru, and that's basically it. I'm inside. I'm scared. I'm of age. I'm black. I'm 5 pounds overweight. And so
you look great.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned and I'm confused about what's going on here. And
it's not right. It's not right.
In a different time, and we shouldn't be where we are had we listened to smarter people.
And had people listen to each other, had all people come to the table. And that's what we need to somehow get back to.
How simple is that? That is so
simple. And everybody I talk to, people, some of our friends are, staunch Republicans. And a lot of my friends are Democrats. I'm a human being. And I just go, you've always been a person that brings people together. That's the thing I loved about you the minute I met you.
Well, it's all about giving back and being a friend to each other. It's so easy to be nice and just laugh. And that's why we became friends. And all we ever did was laugh and have fun. And that's all we're supposed to do is laugh and have fun. We've done a lot of crazy stuff.
And move. And now we find out where we have to move mankind, womankind, humankind forward.
Exactly.
Because some people are trying to hold it back by just yelling at each other and judging people and profiling people. And I never understood any of that. You never understood any of that.
I don't understand it, and I don't know why. Because it's basically just living and loving your friends. And everybody's our friends. We're in a crazy business. We love nothing more than people. We just love people. The more people, when I see happy people, it makes me happier. So I love, how many people live their dreams? I honor my essence. I love to go out on stage every night and do what I do. And if I can help you in some way through laughter, and we do. We make a lot of money, but they don't understand when people come up and say, my husband died 2 years ago, I haven't laughed since. I want to thank you. I had a brain surgery. I just want to thank you for the laughter. That's what turned us on.
Yeah.
And when you're, and I never done any drug, by the way. I never smoked some weed or nothing like that. And to go on stage and do what we do, making people laugh, you come up there and say, that's a high. Not a lot of people.
It truly is. And I have found that. I know you've found it. You must be really dying to get back to it.
Not really.
So
you can't die. But you can die to get back to it. So what I'm...
Oh, yeah, you can. If you go back to it right now, you can die.
Yeah, so I'm not in a hurry. I've done 100,000 shows already. So, and then if I've done that many shows, I'm kind of comfortable with who I am. And I'm comfortable if I don't go back to work to 2022, or if I never go back to work. I don't want to go back too soon.
Me neither. And I don't want to put people in a room. I did a show, Tom Papa, who I like very much, texted me and said, look, we've got a few comedians coming down, the Sklar brothers, Mary Lynn Ricecub, who I had in a movie I made a couple years ago.
Where's your Sklar brothers?
I love them. They're so funny. And he said every 20 people, it's in a giant sound stage. They're going to be 50 feet from you. They're going to have masks on. Do you want to do it? And I did it. I went down there. I wore a mask. I didn't come near anybody. And it felt good. I'm not going to do it a lot. I don't see myself doing it right now, but it felt good just to get back up there. I think it's going to be on YouTube soon.
I can imagine. It must be good. I like this. And sometimes I Zoom with a lot of friends, a lot of comedian friends of mine, and people watch and you get your little jokes in you wrote during the day and have some fun. But that I won't do yet. Matter of fact, I'm with Netflix. We shut down our production with Jamie Foxx. It's called Daddy Stop Embarrassing Me. We shut down March 14, and they want to go back, and they've given me all kinds of conditions of of safety measures, and I don't know whether I'm ready or not. They have to give me a little time. I'm not, and being in LA and being in a studio. And so when you're in a studio, you know how close you got to get. And there's 9 people in the cast and the writers and the makeup and hair. You got to be around these people. I'm not comfortable with it.
Well, I will tell you, I did one. I did a show called I Can See Your Voice, and Ken Jeong hosted it. And I went to CBS, and I was a panelist. And the only 2 shows on the lot were James Corden with no audience, and this show with no audience. And I was 10 feet from everybody. And it was okay. I felt safe. I had a COVID test before. I had a COVID test after. I had another one. I did 2 episodes, so I got another one, in between. And everybody is wearing, the visors and everything. So I mean, if you're comfortable, you have to be comfortable.
You have to be comfortable. At first, I was trying to stay 6 feet away from myself, let alone anybody else.
I Purell at home alone all day.
My
wife's out of town.
I moved my mirror in another room so I won't see me. I don't want to be that close to me, so I don't trust it yet. I don't know. I went to the doctor's office yesterday, and the lady working in the office come in to talk to me, and I'm going, put your mask on, please. I don't want to be rude, but put your mask on, please. She said, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I don't trust anybody. And my doctor's office happened to be at one of those medical buildings across the street from the hospital. And you can smell the hospital smell and just like, oh my God. I'm afraid right now that I went out. And but I'm comfortable talking to you.
Well, I am so happy to talk to you. I mean, I have missed you. We connect after sometimes 5 years has gone by. And then we'll talk to each other and you'll just text me, fuck you, Saget. And I'll just go, that just made my day.
You do that to me. It's like
that's me.
We never miss. I tell people we never missed a beat. It could be 3 months, 6 months of fuck you, dude. And then it's all together. It comes together. And thank you so much for inviting me to be here with you during this time. And if we can put a smile on somebody's face, how great that is. What a blessing that is.
We're on the same boat. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. I started it before quarantine. I started it because I was out on tour. I would have had a special I was going to shoot this year. I had a lot of new material. It was dealing with the racism I grew up with in Norfolk, Virginia, and that I witnessed segregation, stuff that you lived, I would assume. Where did you grow up? Tell everybody.
I grew up right here in Atlanta, Georgia. You're talking to a guy that, listen to me, talking about segregation. I rode the back of the bus when I was a kid. So I have lived it. I've seen the sign of blacks, coloreds, whites, and of course, this is the city where Dr. King was. So all of our leaders, let's see, Dr. King, Ralph Abernathy, and they're dying off now.
So sad.
So many people. Atlanta seems to be the hub of the good blackness. We just growing up here. So I've seen everything. I was also part of demonstrations to sit inside of a restaurant like F.W. Woolworth. So I did that, and I'm an older guy. Yeah, rode the back of the bus, sat in on some demonstrations. And
was it painful riding at the back of the bus, having to be put back there? Because I didn't understand it. I watched it as a kid, and I didn't understand it. And my dad tried to explain it to me, and he was really depressed because he didn't understand it either.
Well, you never understand it until you're part of it. As some people say to me, what do you think about Black Lives Matter? I do that to Seinfeld, explain to him, like, some things you'll never understand. As old as I am, I have never seen a day in my life, if I see a police officer, that I don't tense up.
Really?
Yes, because what we've gone through, you will never know. We've been driving down the freeway and police officer going in an opposite direction will turn around and pull us over. People don't understand. Why is it that a black man always has to be on the ground? Get on the ground, get on the ground, get on the ground.
Yeah.
How many times you see, unless you're on Bad Boys, what you gonna do? That's my TV show. But we go through this all the time, and I'm just thinking, one day I could be in bad shape because I'm not gonna get on the ground. Here are my hands. You can do what you want to do. I'm too old to be getting on the ground. I can't get back up. And that can happen to you. You see it happening all the time. Last weekend, I don't know what city it was, but the police officers had a mother and her 5 kids on the ground. One kid was 6 years old.
I
You
saw.
can't do that. You saw that?
Yeah.
That makes, and you cry. I cry all the time when I see these moments. But thank God for this. See, this is what we see now. This has come to light.
Right.
But just think all of the years, 50, 60 years ago, when there was no
There
camera.
was no phone. There was no camera. And now people are saying videotape it. Videotape it.
Everything you see.
Everything.
And do that. But back then, it's a law. It was the cops against whoever. They locked you up. They built jails. They built the jails to lock people up.
Were you in jail, George? We never talked about this. Were you ever in jail?
For what?
Exactly. I didn't think you ever did anything wrong.
No, see, that's what I'm doing. I'm talking about, there's some people said Kamala Harris, she locked up a lot of black people. Well, she's a prosecutor.
Right.
And if you don't break the law, you'll never see her.
Right.
So don't bitch about what she put a lot of black men in jail. And, 700 people worked for her. So if you stay on the right side, you won't get into trouble. So, but yeah, you'd be surprised. Racism is really big. I had racism in Las Vegas 2 years ago.
What happened?
I was headlining a hotel called the South Point, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. I played the Black National Anthem before my show. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven. Black people love it. It's a part of our history. They said, what was that all about? And they did not invite me back for my second contract.
Oh.
And they told me that's what it was because of the music. But now, after Colin Kaepernick and everybody are understanding things a little better because of what's going on, Black Lives Matter, thank God for the cell phone. People are starting to understand, especially the younger white kids. They're understanding, well, that's not right. And
they're standing up for it. My daughters are angry, and they're fully supportive. And I think people, it's interesting for the DNC, they used Springsteen music, Rise Up, you got to rise up.
Yes.
And The Rising, a different song. But that's where we're at right now. I think a lot of young people, especially people that have been, held under this prejudice for so many years. I had Jay Farrow on the podcast, and he told the story of how he was walking down the street and this video, and he had a knee on his neck, and he said, I'm Jay Farrow, Google me. And because he was famous, they let him up, and he said, now get these cuffs off me. And he wasn't mean, but he was incredibly upset. And I'm glad he shared his story with so many people, because it's right there. It's right there. And what, you have to be famous to not be, under siege?
It's terrible. It's terrible for that to happen to him. And guess what? It happens every day somewhere. That was just Jay. How did he have that? Somebody did a video.
There was a security camera, and there was another camera. I don't know what the other one, but I know the main one was a security camera.
But can you imagine that happening to you? It doesn't happen to white people.
Well, sometimes in my life, I'd like to be roughed up, so I wouldn't have minded it that much. I mean, I deserve it. I've been bad. You've heard my stand-up.
You need a little ass kicking every now and then. But that's cool. But hey, yeah. So racism is awful. I think it's up there with murder.
Yeah.
I cannot tolerate racism.
And it can lead to murder, obviously. So, let me
tell you something. Something happened to me. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, racism, and left here and went to school in the University of Akron, Ohio.
I've been there.
And I went there, and, they was writing on the walls, and it was the first time I'd ever seen "Kill all Jews." Well, what is that?
Yeah, I grew up with that too.
What's that all about? Well, I said, because I knew of Jews, but I didn't know. I just thought white people. Why would white people want to kill all Jews? And I just don't understand that today. Like what happened in, was it Charlottesville?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, hatred is not good. It's not good.
It doesn't make sense, because you and I are people of love. I mean, I want to talk about something we never really talked about, your parents. Can we do that? I'm going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes a quick...
George and Mary Lou Wallace. We'll be right back.
All right, we've got a great postal service. We have the USPS. It's back. It's in action. We need it, and we need stamps. So how are you going to get stamps? I'll tell you how I get them. If I don't want to go to the post office, I go to stamps.com. Listen carefully. As we slowly adjust to a new normal, we still need to be smart about how we do business. Luckily, there's stamps.com to make things easier. Thousands of small business owners have discovered the benefits of Stamps.com in recent months. They've been able to keep their businesses running and avoid the crowds at the post office, all from their own computers. You heard me, from your computer. With Stamps.com, you can print postage on demand and avoid going to the post office. And you'll save money with discounted rates you can't even get at the post office. Stamps.com also offers UPS services with discounts up to 62% and no residential surcharges. How can you not do that? You save money. Stamps.com brings all the mailing and shipping services you need right to your computer in the comfort of your home or office, as long as it's comfortable. Whether you're a small business sending invoices, an online seller shipping out products, or just working from home and you need to mail stuff, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Did I say anywhere enough or any? Yes, I did. Once your mail is ready, just leave it for your mail carrier, schedule a pickup, or drop it in a mailbox. It's that simple. And like I said, with Stamps.com, you get great discounts too. 5 cents off every stamp and up to 62% off USPS and UPS shipping rates. Stamps.com is a no-brainer. You don't need a brain. It saves you time and money. What else is there in life that we care about? Time and money. Oh, and love. And that's why I love Stamps.com, because it saves me time and money. And I don't have to go to the post office. I can do it right at home with my printer. And right now, my listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Bob, B-O-B. That's how I spell it. That's Stamps.com, and enter Bob. Don't enter Bob, but enter the word Bob. Stamps.com.
We're back. How are you? What do you want to talk about again? What are you talking about?
I just love you, George. My heart is just beams talking to you and looking at you. So after with this podcast, these next few months, let's keep in touch on Zoom a little bit. It would make me really happy.
Sure.
So tell me about your mom and dad. You met my mom and dad, and they loved you. Oh, my God.
I grew up with the nicest parents ever.
Of course you did.
Ever. The best parents ever. And unfortunately, my mom died when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And she left the house. She said, I'm going to the hospital, baby, but don't you worry about a thing in life. Your life has already been taken care of. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, Mom, she's sick. She's going to go to the hospital. She'll be back like everybody else. So I'm trying to find a photo of her. So that didn't happen. And I'm so blessed. They brought me up to learn how to do everything, take care of yourself, cook, clean, sew, whatever. My parents are great. And do what you want to do. Make sure you enjoy your life.
And your father, did he live longer than your mom?
My father died 2 years later. Grief. Just depression after my mom died. And just great parents. And they were community leaders. Probably we were the family of the neighborhood. And everybody hung out at my house. If you were a good kid, if you're a bad kid, you couldn't come to our house. But everybody loved the Wallaces. I'm the baby boy of 7 kids. And them raising 7 kids in a 5-bedroom house, I don't know how they did it. I know one thing, my dad used to buy groceries, and he'd buy like 4 rolls of toilet paper, and that could last like a month. And right now, I'm down to my last 120 rolls right now. I don't know what the hell.
Do you want me to send you some? I had a deal. I finally got real toilet paper. I was using like cash register tape for a while. That first paper, when this thing hit and you couldn't get toilet paper, they were sending you literally construction paper in a roll. It was shit. You couldn't. My toilet broke.
Sandpaper in some cases, but you had.
Yeah, well, that's good because I was pretty rough back there.
Yeah, that was roughage. So but my parents were the greatest parents in the world. They had pretty much no education, but they got everything they wanted. My dad was like I said, was the man of the neighborhood. He drove the Cadillac and he smoked a cigar, and he was a butcher. He made good money. And
my dad was a butcher. You knew that. Ben was a butcher.
I think you told me that. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? We've known each other so long, but we didn't ever get into the history. My dad was a butcher and then finally became a meat executive for Food Fair, Pantry Pride supermarkets. Where was your dad? So your dad, did he work in a butcher shop?
No, he didn't. My dad was a real butcher. He worked at Swift and Company that actually cut the meat.
Oh, the good
and
stuff.
cut the slaughterhouses. Let's put it like that.
My dad took me to one once. Did you ever go to one of those things?
Yeah, someone I tell many a time. It stunk like hell, and
Oh, it's upsetting.
You see them cutting the meat up and slicing the pig and slicing the cow, and it was crazy to go and see how
they kill them better now. It's still what I have memories of as 9 years old is what I saw. I would never want any kid to see.
Right, no kid should see that. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, let's tell people something that's fun, because when we met, you used to mess with me a lot.
Well, you needed to be.
I lived at home till I was 21. So when I went to L.A., you know, my friends were Shanling and Coulier and you and Binder and
what's the name from San Francisco?
From San Francisco, Carrie Snow. Carrie Snow.
Yes. Yeah. She would hang out with us too.
Yeah,
she was one of the guys
a bunch of us. We all. One time, I took everybody to Disneyland. Do you remember that?
I don't. Tell me the story. I love when people tell me the story.
We went to Disneyland, and it was you and me and Bruce Baum and Shanling and I think Coulier and I think Lucy Webb and Jerry. And we were on Thunder. I was 24 or something, and we were on Thunder Mountain Railroad, and they just opened it, and we went by this goat with dynamite, and Jerry was sitting in front of me, and it was a robot goat, and I said, "Oh no, a goat with dynamite," just stating the obvious. I was just doing Jerry's cadence, and Jerry just lost it. He thought it was so funny, and we kept saying it once I get a laugh, I say it as many times as possible, But I also did a Thanksgiving once at my apartment with you, with Shanling, and I left the stuff. I left the gizzards and everything.
All of that stuff up inside the turkey.
Wrapped in newspaper. I cooked the damn turkey.
Yes. It wasn't newspaper. It was the paper that comes in.
And plastic and everything. It
up in the turkey. How long was the turkey? Did we eat the turkey, Bob? I think we ate it.
I took everything out and I put it in for another hour, and you just kept yelling at me, "Where's the fucking turkey?"
You stupid son of a bitch. I said, "You're so fucking stupid. You left the gizzard and the paper up in the turkey. You're so." I'm good for saying you're so fucking stupid. But that was fun, man, at your apartment there in Los Angeles. And we had small apartments, but for some reason, some way, we all fitted in, So
and we loved to hang out with each other. We'd go eat at different places. Across from the Improv was that place that Jay and Dave used to go to. I don't remember what it was called.
Across from the Improv.
Yeah, it was at the corner.
There was a place there that people used to go eat. We had so much fun eating and traveling, and we went to. Did I go out of town one time and I called you? What happened with that thing?
Well, that's the story. So this is the story. So I was always excited when I had friends, because I never had friends consistently growing up. I would have them, but I moved so much from Virginia to Philly to Encino to Philly to California's, and I was so excited to have you as a friend. And I called you. You had told me you were going to go to Tahoe and you were opening for Tom Jones. You told me that. But I had a thing with my friends that I had a problem listening. I didn't listen. And a lot of people have that problem, but I had it a lot. The voices were in my head, and I just was thinking of a joke or some dumbass thing. And so I didn't know where you were. And I called you, and you called me, of course, and you said, "Hey, Saget, do me a favor, cook me some chicken." I said, "What do you want? You want like fried, or can I do it in the oven? Can I make fried chicken, breaded, baked?" "Yeah, make me chicken. Well, what kind of chicken? Anything. Just cook me a whole lot of chicken." And I said, "And you're going to come over and we'll have chicken?" And you said, "Yeah." So I made all this chicken, and that day, not remembering that you weren't in town. And that day on the news, the great actor William Holden died, and he had died sadly in a bathtub. So I started to get all neurotic and all worried that something was wrong with you, because I kept calling your phone, your hardline phone, because that's what we had.
Hardline at that time, yeah.
And you were calling me from a hotel. We didn't have caller ID. We didn't have shit. And And I kept calling and you didn't answer. And I got really, really worried. It was like, leave a message. You know what to do, whatever.
You know what to do. That's me.
That's you. And so then I drove. The chicken's in the oven on warm. And I drove to your condo. I think it was a condo. It might have been an apartment or I don't know, but it was nice.
House efficiency. Yeah.
And I called and I went there and I went and hit the manager button. And I said, I need to know if George Wallace is okay. I'm really concerned. You know, he's supposed to come over and eat. And he said, he's in Tahoe over the speaker. And I just stood there like, I better start fucking listening, you know?
Bitch.
And then I went back and I called the hotel and you answered and you just railed on me. You just,
son of a bitch.
You don't listen.
You don't listen. But back in the day, we did that. We used to call in Jeff Altman, if you remember him.
Yeah, of course.
Palace. When he was playing, he was opening for Diana Ross, whomever. I would call Caesar's Palace room service and all the shit for him. Champagne, Dom Perignon, everything. Yes. Because it was just that simple. Just pick up the phone, bring it up to room such and such. And he said, where'd all this shit come from? And then it was everything. I didn't know anything. And I didn't tell him until like 6 months later.
What did he say when he found out?
He said, you son of a bitch, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether he was going to have to pay for it or what, you know, because
that is a horrible joke to play on someone.
Well, back in the day,
I got in trouble. They used to have the Comedy Store at the Dunes Hotel. So I don't think you ever did that, did you?
I never did that. I was next door.
You were too big. You were moving.
Yeah.
But Mitzi would put on the owner of the Comedy Store. You know, they'd have Kennison at the end or they Roseanne at the end, and I'd go on. I'd either host it or I'd be on in the middle. So one night I was with Steve Odekirk, who went on to Steve Odekirk, who's hilarious, and went on to do Jimmy Neutron and all kinds of amazing animated things, and wrote things like Ace Ventura or Ace Ventura 2, and directed a lot of fun things. But back then we were all doing what we did. I was a guitar act, he was a prop act, and Kathy Ladman and Harry Basil, those were us. And we went to the hotel across the street from the Dunes. I think they're both blown up and gone. And we grabbed baggage carts and we started to wheel them around the place like we were on skateboards. And the security guards were coming after us, and we weren't even drunk. We were just
kids having fun.
Idiots, yeah. Stuff that if I saw somebody doing it, I go, boy, I remember doing that, you know.
Fabulous Dunes, which is now the Bellagio.
Right.
So across the street from you, you had, it was MGM Grand at the time was across the street.
Yes.
The old MGM Grand. And Caesars was on one corner, and you had the Flamingo was on one corner. And so you had a lot of places to play around when you were in Vegas.
Now, what's the place, George, that before quarantine happened, where was your residency?
I had a workshop. Only seated 400 people. So that was my workshop. I'm still there, actually. I'm still there, but I'm because of the pandemic, I'm on holiday in Atlanta or whatever. But I'm still there. So I went to Las Vegas. I worked all those years, and then in 2004, I went to Las Vegas to headline Flamingo, 750-seater every night. And I was supposed to be there for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And the president of the hotel says, you ain't going nowhere. Because I had my own show, and I owned the show, and I produced the show. Now, I've done more shows in Las Vegas than any other African-American. So we broke some history there. So that's why every night
God bless you.
Stage, I thank God for Red Fox. I thank God for Sammy Davis Jr. and Lena Horne, because they went through racism also. They worked there. Sammy Davis Jr., the greatest performer to this day, worked there and couldn't come through the front door. And sometimes I have to tell people if they were alive today, they'd be surprised. I mean, to know that we're still going through that same damn kitchen, you know.
Even through his Rat Pack days, he could not come through the front door?
No, Frank Sinatra got him in. Frank Sinatra, and then they all came in together. And then it started to grow after that.
This is, when people talk about this is recent. This is recent.
Yes.
This is this generation.
Maybe 65.
And when you think that 75 years ago, there were Jews being exterminated in the Holocaust. That's recent. That's what people don't know, how much bigotry and hatred that we have to get rid of. We have a lot of work to do.
So much, man, going all the way back. You heard of the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's a lot of history out there people don't know about that African Americans went through. And it's just terrible. The lynchings, the laws written against us. Some of the laws are still on the books. You know, choking. You never see them choking a white guy. I don't mean to keep bringing it up that way, but that's the way it is.
No, that's okay to bring it up.
So
I think we have to bring it up, and it has to all be brought out. And it doesn't have to be something that everybody has to wear forever, but it has to be for as long as it has to be.
Exactly, until we get it right. And we are getting better. Our leadership today is a little different, but I think we're going to get better in 80 days. I tell you what, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris the other night, there was like a little, the nation started to heal for me. Because I know the difference in right and wrong. I know when you just don't lie to the American people.
I can't be lied to that much. I can't be told that I can't even vote for, and I know there's people that vote, that are going to vote for the president. Sure. And I don't want to hate anybody. And when I heard his brother died, I felt bad, you know? And when I saw that Biden and Kamala sent tweets that were sympathy, that's called what you're supposed to do. That's called when the country was not at its best, but in some ways at its best, people would be able to say to someone who was Democrat or Republican, I'm sorry for your loss, or be friends. Be damn friends.
Yeah, and I heard, my head is crazy, and Trump said that was his best friend, his brother was his best friend, and he'll see him again. And I'm thinking, they both going to hell?
Well, you put out a tweet when this whole quarantine, when COVID started. You put out a tweet that I shared with a lot of people because it's one of the funniest things I ever saw, and it's dark comedy because that's what we laugh at. We laugh at gallows humor, and that's how we get through. But when they said that it came from bats, do you remember what you tweeted?
What did I say? The bat hair. What did I say?
About the recipes, all your favorite bat recipes. You were going to have a problem.
Have a problem with So I forget half the shit I write because I'm moving on.
You said something like, I love them sauteed or etouffee, I think. I don't remember all the wording.
Some kind of New Orleans Creole etouffee.
Yeah, exactly. All the different recipes, what's going to happen to them. You felt bad about. That's what you were grieving about.
Happened to my recipes, yes. I'm writing a book called Bull Twit as opposed to bullshit.
Right.
And I have all of my tweets, just 140 pages.
Oh, that's your tweets are amazing. Everybody should be following George Wallace. Bull Twit.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to do it. And there are a few ramblings in my head because I'm kind of like you. I start talking and rambling on, and I'm a rebel because I don't play by the rules. Because I do shit. I don't play by the rules, I'll eat cupcakes out of pan and pancakes out of cup. I don't give a shit, okay? I don't give a shit. But I'll drink a half a glass of whole milk and a whole glass of half and half. I don't play by the rules.
But a whole glass of half and half, doesn't that make you nauseous?
Some lady treated me back. She says, Mr. Wallace, if you drink a half a glass of whole milk and a whole glass of half and half, you may not give a shit, but you're going to take one. So the replies are what are really good. I did shout out about a month ago to the top 5 pans in the world. There's a pandemic. There's a Pan American Airline, a Peter Pan, a flash out of the pan. And then somebody replied, don't forget Mugu Guy. I love that. I love that. So tweeting is a lot of fun. Yeah, and you can find me at Mr. George Wallace and tweet me and let's have some fun.
Oh, you're so funny. I just wait for him. I'm like,
and we did a good job. We did. We were voted top 25 funniest tweeters in the world by Rolling Stone magazine.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we just have a lot of fun, and you keep moving. Sometimes they're in the can. Because I'm on the road sometime, and I just I'll go with my sister. Okay, let's go with that one today, and sometimes I forget a lot.
Well, you have them as drafts, and you just put them out.
Yes.
I think we met at Catch a Rising Star when I was really young.
You think so?
I think I was 18 or 19 coming up from Philly on the train and played there because that's when I met a lot of people, Gilbert and
I started in 1976. Seinfeld and I started together. We were together for 13 years as roommates, of course. So we started there, and that was the place at the time. Catch a Rising Star.
Yeah, I loved it. That's where I was signed by my manager. That's where Gary.
Really? That's where you met Brad at the time?
Yeah. And then Brad came out to LA, and then he and Gary, and that was a honeymoon for like 10 years. And then, of course, and Gary was maybe the sweetest, funniest person.
He was really nice, wasn't he?
How's my hair?
My hair.
He did have that joke. I think I told Judd Apatow about it on here. I think Liberace and Gary used to say that if Liberace and Mitzi Shore and he were in a room and all the power went out, oh, it's Gary? I don't know. Is that Liberace? I don't know. Mitzi? Who is it?
Exactly, Mitzi Shore. You know, when I auditioned for her in Los Angeles at the Westwood store.
Yep.
I went on and I killed. It was a Monday night. I killed. And, you're a young person, so you go over to see how well you did. And you know what she told me?
What?
You're not right for my club. You can't work for me.
That's lovely.
I was so hurt. I was so dejected, rejected. It hurt me so badly.
But you still worked the store later.
No, let me tell you what I did. I'm going like, I just killed in this room. No, you can't work for me. And I was so hurt. And the next day, I called in for spots. I got 5 fucking spots. They told me she was crazy.
She was a little nutty.
She's off.
Jesus. I was in Vegas at the Dunes, and I was trying to help one of the comedians recover from being drunk. And I was 4 a.m. I was up trying to get him sober. And then he finally went back to bed. And then Mitzi was going to come and he was going to get in trouble. So I tried to save the day. So I didn't sleep. So I had a pretty bad set. And I never really had a bad set. I always had that, little guitar, my guitar trick. I'd take out the damn guitar. So, and you never had a bad set because you're so damn funny.
No, I just have fun just like you do. You never had a bad set. You do.
Well, I did that night. I was just sweaty, and because I was trying to save this guy all day. That's my excuse, but it's the truth. And then after the show, she said, "You've lost it. You're not funny anymore." And I said, "No, that's not what happened." I said, "I didn't sleep, and you're not funny anymore." And then I was so hurt, same like you were saying.
Oh my God!
But then a week later, I was in the main room. Because she processed it, and I was bringing up Richard Pryor and Robin, and so, she said something hurtful like a mother would, or, a bad, painful mother, and then she did good things for me, but then there was pain involved with it.
That's better now. Yeah, I did what happened to me, and she gave me 5 spots, and I got like 5 spots every week. It's just like...
you were always on, and you were on at the... I played the Improv, too. I loved the Improv.
I'm one of the few guys that played all the clubs. At one time, if you went to the Improv, they wouldn't let you go to the Comedy Store and back and forth. But I never played the games. Even when we had the strike, I was one of the guys, one of the leads with the strike. And I just, I said, I don't play games. I just want to work. I work for Bud. I work for Mitzi. I work for the Laugh Factory, still do. And
yeah, I like Jamie. He's funny. I want to go back. I was doing guest spots and just dropping in at the LA clubs. And I think I'm done with, I would just do 5-10 minutes, but a couple times I felt bad that I bumped people, but then.
Do you feel bad when that happens? They feel bad now. Some of the younger kids feel bad when we come in and take a spot, but I think that's something that they should work for. I think we built the room for them.
Yeah.
And they will understand it as they grow older. And when you've accomplished, we've been out there working a long time just so they can work. They have no idea what the company. They don't know anything.
And I don't think they know what happened. I don't think they know what it was like when it was, because right before quarantine happened, the Comedy Store, all the clubs were bigger than they've ever been. Everybody was mobbed all the time because they needed comedy. Because I think because of the political situation, people were so stressed out over what happened. But I don't think they knew what it was like when we were there. And now it got back to that. But it's going to take a while to figure out what this all is again.
It's going to take a long time because I'm not in a hurry to get back on stage. If you see me on stage soon, I'll be covered in saran wrap. I don't know whether I want a plastic shield in front of me. I don't know what I want to do. I'm not in there. And I think we produce so much. When I talk, there's spit going everywhere.
Yeah.
And then when people laugh, the laughter, the guts, the germs come back to you.
Gets droplets everywhere. It's a shower of COVID.
Everywhere. Yes. So it's going to be a while before we come back. Jimmy Walker doesn't think it's going to come back to 2022.
I think it will. I think once there's a vaccine, I think the middle of next year, I think things will be up and running. And I think if it's done safely, like Canada, I've got some gigs next year, and I think they're going to happen because they've been a little more careful, I think.
What do you mean a little more careful?
Yeah,
Canada,
right. They won't let us in.
Matter of fact, how can you get in? Because I'm thinking about if things I'm down south and we're expecting another spike in Atlanta, I'm going, maybe I need to get out of here. And I know LA is another spike. Everywhere is just.
Yeah, I just stay home most of the time.
How can I get into Vancouver?
Do you want me to call the king of Vancouver?
Yes, do that, and that's in Victoria. I want to go to Vancouver.
Well, it's funny. Jim Gaffigan said something, and it wasn't really applying to the election, but he was saying, well, if things get too bad in the United States, I'll just move to Canada. And then he went, you know what? And he was shooting at that stand-up in Canada. He said, I don't remember anybody in Canada inviting us.
So true. But they're doing well up there, man. They're doing very well just because of leadership. It's not a river or a lake. It's just a line. That's the difference in the leadership and the quality of life.
And people are willing to listen. They don't think that their amendments are being offended to wear a mask. They think that's how you kill a disease. But this regime has taught that they just make up facts. I mean, our medical chief advisor now on the disease is a radiologist. He doesn't do infectious disease. That's who the president is talking to.
Well, I was kind of upset with Dr. Fauci and the lady, what's her name, Burke?
Yeah.
Because I don't like sitting behind someone that's lying to the public and me not saying, hey, that's not true. I would call them out like that. And if they quit, they become more popular than ever. Because we're still going to go to Dr.
Fauci didn't quit. Yeah, we're going to go to.
I say if they were to.
Right. Well, we were lied to a lot. I mean, if somebody tells me they were invited to throw a ball out at a Yankee game, just a friend, and then I find out they weren't invited, I think less of that friend.
Exactly.
I go, don't lie to me, man. Why are you lying to me?
You lied to me.
Just about that. That's enough for me to go, I'm skeptical of you.
Yeah. The Bible upside down. Well,
that's a person that has never held a Bible.
Listen. 2 Corinthians, like, oh man, this is not good. 2 Corinthians, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And but I say this on stage every night. I do the greatest job in the world. All I do is lie. That's all I do is just make up shit. And I want to be the greatest bullshitter in the world, okay? But right now, Trump is kicking my ass in the bullshit department. Now, all bullshitters know each other. You know this. Now, we don't know each other, but we know each other.
Right.
And so coming from New York City, we already knew he was a bullshitter. But now there's some people, he bullshits the people in West Virginia. We're going to bring coal back. Yeah, sure. What do you think they think in West Virginia? Everything, just don't lie to me. The evangelicals, we're going to get some mail on this. The evangelicals, how do you continue to follow Elijah?
Yeah. How do you follow someone that's telling you, how do you believe in something that's not true? And he flips on it a couple hours later because he says stuff without thinking. I think they like him, honestly, his supporters, because for one thing, some people are just smart and they go, okay, this is the party I want in office. I'll put up with him. I just don't care. For me, it's so stressful, everything that's going on.
Yes.
I can't take the stress personally. And so, but there are people that go, well, I lie all the time. And that's the example that it's okay.
I don't lie all the time to the people. I lie to you when I'm on stage telling jokes. I lie all the time, but it doesn't matter. You don't lie on a disease that's killing people.
No, you don't. and
No,
you
it's
tell
the old-
people to wear the damn thing, and it's not your. It'd be so simple. He could win this election if he came out and said, "Oh, look, you know what? Didn't flip-flop about the mask. Just say, look, Italy did it. Will you guys, my people, would you just wear the mask? I know it's not comfortable. We're not taking away your rights. If you do this, all science tells me this." Instead of bringing up some lady that believes in demons and some guy that the My Pillow guy, his suggestion is a poison. He's suggesting a poison.
Exactly. MyPillow.com guy. He's another bullshitter. He's good.
I'm
He's
throwing
good.
out my
Just
pillows. I think there's poison in them.
At Bed Bath and Beyond, that's their number one return product are the pillows.
That's
But the
because
best
there's
part-
poison in them. I tweeted the other day, he's trying to put us to sleep no matter what,
He's doing a good job.
permanently.
Here's a little joke I try to slide in every night. But the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, MyPillow.com. I haven't had a decent night's sleep since I bought that piece of shit. This is crazy, this guy, and he's going crazy right now.
You know what? Let's think about something more pleasant, because every time I think of that,
Let's do that. Let's talk about
so
something
let's
else.
do that when we come right back. We'll just have
Okay.
we'll have a word from My Pillow. No, we won't. We won't. It'll be something else. All right. I've talked about this product. I love this product. I got this for my daughter. It's her favorite thing she's had in years. She thanked me many, many times. And it's Helix Sleep. That's what I'm going to talk about. It's a mattress I got her, and she loves it. It was adjusted and made for her on the computer. We ordered it together on the phone, so we had a father-daughter experience, and it really worked out. And I think she loves me more because she's sleeping better. So here we go. For my daughter's life, for my life, not being able to sleep because of today's politics or your love life or anything that's going on that's keeping you up at night, you need a good mattress. Sleeping on a terrible mattress is not good. You can quote me. I've been on the road a lot. I've not had the benefit of a Helix mattress. There are some good ones, but not like this. This is designed for you. Helix Sleep makes personalized mattresses made right here in America and shipped straight to your door with free, no-contact delivery, free returns, and a 100-night sleep trial. To choose a mattress, Helix made a quiz that just takes 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. If you sleep on a mattress that's really soft or firm, or you sleep on your side or your back or your stomach or your hip, or I don't know, with your legs wrapped around your neck, if you sleep really hot or cold, with Helix, there is a specific mattress for each and everybody's unique taste. I had my daughter take this quiz. I did it with her, and she just loved her Helix mattress immediately because she wanted something that felt medium, and she slept on her side a lot and then sometimes on her back, and she moved around all night. And she just told me that she's sleeping better. She loves it. She falls asleep right away. It's stuff that doesn't happen for everybody. She's more rested. Makes me happy. I want my kid to be happy. She had other brands, and they're just not as good. And delivery was quick and easy, and she recommended it to all of her friends and all of her family. In fact, she's a walking commercial. She should be doing this. I love Helix. She loves Helix, but you don't need to take my word for it. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ, Wired Magazine, and Apartment Therapy. It's the best thing that came out of 2020. Just go to helixsleep.com/Bob. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. They have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will. You will. Trust me. Right now, Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders. Did you hear me? I did. I said right now, Helix is offering you up to $200 off of all mattress orders. Get up to $200 off at helixsleep.com/Bob. All right, I'm going to talk to you about something I normally talk about, and that's gambling. I've always been a gambler. You've seen my career. And, gambling's okay as long as you're not betting your farm or betting your favorite goat, or laying your house down. You want to do something safe that's fun because you can afford to do it. And MyBookie is actually a great place to do that if you enjoy it. Winning season returns at MyBookie. Winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means Survivor, Super Contests, and Squares. At MyBookie, winning season means hitting all your parlays and props with your feet up, watching your team trounce their rivals. Rejoice, it's time to celebrate the NFL season. Let's do it, celebrate it, and use MyBookie. Invest in your intuition. Use promo code SAGET, S-A-G-E-T, and double your first deposit. New players get up to $1,000 in free play, designed to add more excitement to the sports you love and the games you bet. From live betting to championship futures, every play you want to make is waiting at MyBookie. Not just MyBookie, your bookie. It's simple to make your picks, win big, collect your cash. You can do it. Use promo code SAGET, S-A-G-E-T, and double your first deposit. Your winning season begins today, only at MyBookie. Use the code SAGET, and MyBookie will double your first deposit at https://bit.ly/MB_Saget. That's a lot to say, but you can play the thing back and hear it again. It's MyBookie, and it really works for a lot of people. So do it if you want to have fun, if you enjoy it, and if you're not betting the farm, because you need the farm. Otherwise, you don't got corn. Just go to MyBookie. How do you stay sane, George? It can be so depressing. You watch the news. What do you do with news? How do you let it in?
Well, let's try to take all the news and let's do a twist on it and we watch and we just try to, that's all we do. My little formula is AB3 or 1-2-C, but you set up the joke and just twist it at the end. And that's our job, is to take, right now I'm on a little run about everything is a lie, no matter what you're involved with. It's just a lie, no matter what you do. Anytime you see the word free, there's some tag come along with it. Like in New York City, it's always Chinese food, free delivery. Well, you try to close that door without tipping that guy and say, it's always a lie, no matter what. Jamaica, one love, one heart, let's get together and feel all right. Beautiful country, right? Third world country. Have you ever been to Jamaica?
No. I want to go.
It's one love, one heart, let's get together and get the fuck out of here. It's just, no matter what you do, you start watching TV, no matter what the commercials are, it's all a lie. Tide was on the other day, said Tide is 10 times stronger than it was 2 years back. I'm going, well, last year, I must have been using some real shit. It doesn't matter what it is. There's a lie. Everything is a lie, no matter what you do.
But what about something positive? Believing in, what about those people that are the people that motivate you, the motivational speakers that say good stuff?
Oh, my favorite comedian in the world is Joel Osteen. And that's a great motivator right there. See, I tell people, you know what? I'm going to stop being a minister, make me some real money, stop this bullshit. Joel Osteen will not start a sermon without, I always like to start off with a little funny story and blinking his eyes. I don't know what they sell Visine in Texas or not, but he blinks the hell out. But yeah, that was one of my favorite comedians, people I look up to. Who do I look up to now? I don't know. I'm so old, I don't know who I look up. I love Oprah. I love, President Barack Obama. Right. I love some good people. Yeah, there's some good people. You
probably loved Michelle Obama's speech. Yeah.
The speech last week was awesome. And Biden's speech last week. I think America is going to come on board and say it's time for a change. And we're going to be happy again. And it's going to be healing for the nation. And laughter can do it. We can do it with laughter.
We really
no matter
can.
What you do, I don't care what the situation is, you got to laugh it off. And that's why I wrote the book. You keep saying, I didn't know you had all these books. And I'm writing another book.
Laugh It Off. I looked that up and I forgot to mention it. And that is, when did that come out, George?
About 3 years ago. And it's still selling like crazy. I have the 3 printings already. And people just love it. It's about honoring your essence. And no matter, we don't grow older because we stop laughing, but we do. We don't stop laughing because we grow older, but we do grow older because we, I don't know what I'm saying. We do grow older.
You grow older if you stop laughing.
You stop laughing, you stop living.
Yeah.
You can't even fake a smile and you're still going to feel better. You can't even fake a smile. It's good to laugh no matter what the situation.
And it's Laugh It Off, right?
LAFF.
LAFF It Off. So everybody should get that book.
Laugh It Off. Yeah, you should go online and get that book. I tell you, my next book is going to be called How Trump Fucked Up My Life.
There's gonna be a lot of those. I like that it starts with an H, because otherwise it'll be with the T's, because there's gonna be a lot of those.
Right. But what we got to do is just vote. This is the most important thing.
Yes.
We can make we have a choice. We can make a difference. Get out and vote. Everybody get
Well,
out.
it's interesting. Some people like Mark Cuban have gone, and a couple other people that are very wealthy have, they're installing voting polling places in some stadiums that they own.
Yes, we do it here in Atlanta, the Atlanta Hawks at State Farm Arena. They call it an arena.
Is that Mark? Is that Mark doing that?
No, that's Atlanta. Mark Cuban is in Dallas.
Oh yeah, that's my problem. Is geography always confused me. I've been everywhere.
No, I've been everywhere, man. Well, the Atlanta State Farm Arena, I call it a she shed. See, they done burned down my she shed. State Farm burned.
Well, George, I'm gonna let you go and take.
I appreciate you calling. I appreciate you talking. This has been a wonderful evening. I haven't talked to you in a long time. And next time we'll do some funny shit.
George, I love you so much, and thank you. And everybody go follow him on Twitter. And there's GeorgeWallace.com, right?
No, at Mr. George Wallace.
Oh, okay. At Mr. George Wallace, but at Mr. George Wallace.
Yes.
On Twitter. And do you have a website?
Yeah, GeorgeWallace.net.
Oh, GeorgeWallace.net. So everybody go to GeorgeWallace.net, and you'll find out when he's back up and running, and you can go see this man be one of the funniest people you will ever see in your entire life, and one of the most beautiful people ever.
Well, thank you so much. And you'll have to stop in. Everybody comes to Las Vegas, from Seinfeld to all the comedians, they come to my show. Because why should I do an hour's work and I got you sitting there? You can do 30 minutes.
I will be there. I'm sorry I haven't been there, and I can't wait. I literally can't wait to be there. So
normally when you come to Las Vegas, we're working at the same time.
Exactly.
So we don't get to see each other. So, but the Chris Tuckers, the Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy even stopped. Just everybody stops into the show.
Well, you're Mr. George Wallace.
I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about
it. I love you, George. Be well.
See ya. Thank you so much.
See you soon. Well, that was my dear friend, George Wallace. How do you not love that man? I love him so much. He's so funny. You got to go see him do stand-up when this is over, and he's taking the saran wrap off. I enjoyed that so much. Then you got to see me enjoy it. That's 42 years, 43. I don't know. I just love this guy. He's so great. So follow him on Twitter. You'll be really happy you did. Mr. George Wallace, at Mr. George Wallace. And GeorgeWallace.net is his website. And as far as this, we're at the end of another episode. Really, Bob? That's so unusual since you're alone right now. Bob Saget's here for you. Go up into the top there and rate, review, subscribe, or follow, whatever the hell you do. And then also, there's a phone number up there, and I like to call you guys. So you call that number, and I'll announce on Instagram stories, or on Twitter. I'll be saying I'll be calling you guys tomorrow or the next day or today. So leave a message on that number that's up there, right there in your menu, and I'll be calling people because I try to call everybody if I can. And I'm wishing you a really good evening. Good afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. Maybe you couldn't sleep. Maybe it's 4 a.m. Maybe it's 7 and you woke up, aroused, and then decide, how can I get rid of this arousal? So you listen to my podcast. Wishing you all well. Talk to you guys later. All right, we've got a great postal service. We have the USPS. It's back. It's in action. We need it, and we need stamps. So how are you going to get stamps? I'll tell you how I get them. If I don't want to go to the post office, I go to stamps.com. Listen carefully. As we slowly adjust to a new normal, we still need to be smart about how we do business. Luckily, there's stamps.com to make things easier. Thousands of small business owners have discovered the benefits of stamps.com in recent months. They've been able to keep their businesses running and avoid the crowds at the post office, all from their own computers. You heard me, from your computer. With Stamps.com, you can print postage on demand and avoid going to the post office. And you'll save money with discounted rates you can't even get at the post office. Stamps.com also offers UPS services with discounts up to 62% and no residential surcharges. How can you not do that? You save money. Stamps.com brings all the mailing and shipping services you need right to your computer in the comfort of your home or office, as long as it's comfortable. Whether you're a small business sending invoices, an online seller shipping out products, or just working from home and you need to mail stuff, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. Did I say anywhere enough or any? Yes, I did. Once your mail is ready, just leave it for your mail carrier, schedule a pickup, or drop it in a mailbox. It's that simple. And like I said, with Stamps.com, you get great discounts too. 5 cents off every stamp and up to 62% off USPS and UPS shipping rates. Stamps.com is a no-brainer. You don't need a brain. It saves you time and money. What else is there in life that we care about? Time and money. Oh, and love. And that's why I love Stamps.com, because it saves me time and money, and I don't have to go to the post office. I can do it right at home with my printer. And right now, my listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Bob, B-O-B. That's how I spell it. That's Stamps.com, and enter Bob. Don't enter Bob, but enter the word Bob. Stamps.com.